Hi everybody, it's your girl LaToya Chenelle. Man, whoo, yeah. So I'm like the most inconsistent YouTuber of all times, probably. I've been on YouTube for so long. Yeah. So you know what? Today I was just like, I feel like looking cute. I'm not really going anywhere, so I was just thinking, let me just do a look. I always have a lot of people ask me about the foundation that I use, and asking about what type of makeup I use, and I love using products that will not break the bank. Okay, I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm not making them YouTube coins yet, so I work with my budget, right? I do like higher end products too, but child, if I could find it in my local drugstore, beauty supply store, and it works, then I love it. I'm that girl that'll be in like the beauty supply or like Walgreens with my YouTube on, trying to find if something works good. So anyway, today I'm gonna be using some products that I really love, that I use pretty much on a daily basis, weekly basis. So let's get it. All right, y'all. So first, I'm gonna be starting with Max Prep and Prime. Now, I know I said I like to save my coins. I didn't buy this. I subscribed to Ipsy, the subscription box. And so this came in there. And I love that because I get to try out products that are in full size. And if I like it, I can go purchase it. So I'm just going to put this all over my face, y'all. And y'all have to check out my girl, Glam by T. That is the homie. She has a makeup channel, and she is just phenomenal with what she does with makeup. I'm not a makeup artist, but I can snatch my face, okay? And I have done makeup for people before, and it's usually they gotta beg me like, hey girl, my friend is having a wedding or having this, and I don't know nobody else. I'm that girl. I mean, I'll have you looking right, but I don't do that on a regular basis. So I am using the Maybelline Super Stay Full Coverage Foundation. It's a 24-hour foundation, but child, anybody should be wearing makeup for 24 hours. Hello. I gotta work on looking at the lens, y'all. Well, the lens, I'm using my iPhone. I used to have like the nifty expensive camera, but man, iPhone is so convenient to use. I like the 356 Warm Coconut. The 355, for some reason, to me is not, it's darker than this one, or maybe it's redder than this one, but the 356 just works way better for me. So I'm using the Real Techniques buffing brush. I do use my beauty blender sometimes. There's not really a method to my madness, you guys. I just use what I feel like it at the time. I usually will come through with my beauty blender and kind of like make sure everything is blended. Now you can see this foundation is looking a little too dark for me, which it is a little dark, but once I do my foundation, my concealer and all that good stuff, everything will look just fine. And I prefer my makeup to be a little darker anyway, especially when I take photos and do all of that. So the coverage is really good. I do like the coverage a lot. That's what it looks like right now. I'm gonna put a little bit more. If I have any problem areas, y'all, it's usually right here. I'm just a little darker, and then for some reason right here. So I'm actually gonna put a little bit more in those areas, and it's not a problem area. It's more, it's just darker right there. I mean, I don't be having time to do all that color correction, and by the time I finish my face, I really don't be feeling like I need it, to be honest. I just feel like the simpler you can make your makeup, the better. For me, don't get me wrong, I have my days where I'll do like color correction and ultra contouring, but I contour and highlight pretty much every day with my work, for my work look. Know what I'm saying? Nah, and I am rocking crochet braids, y'all. I'll tell y'all about this a little later. So now I'm going to do my concealer. I'm using the Age Rewind, the Maybelline Age Rewind. It's supposed to be good for erasing dark circles. And right now I'm using the golden color. before I got a color that was like way too light, and I was like, oh no. So I'm just putting it under my eyes, up my nose. I do right around here. Now this is usually where I do use a damp beauty blender. So I'm going to blend this out. Can y'all see me?
Until I reach a million, the game's mine. This might be the night my stars align because it's my
time. And this might be the night that my stars align. Stars align. 'Cause it's my time.
I got a steal on the rent. I got to show y'all. I love how my apartment is looking, but it's still not to the point where I'm ready to show y'all, like, you know, once I have everything together, like my decorating skills and stuff. But I will. So looks like I'm gonna set under my eyes. I don't bake, y'all, because I'll be looking like a dry mess. Now my problem areas, I'm oily right here for some reason where I get the oiliest. It's a little bit on my forehead, but everywhere else I'm dry. Like around the perimeter of my face is dry, and then under my eyes I have to be careful, y'all, because I can't be looking like girl Cruella DeVille child with the wrinkles and bags under my eyes, honey. Putting a little bit of concealer on my eyelids. Y'all, you know when you film a video, I'm filming a video and sometimes I'm like, what the heck am I even talking about? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Okay, so this is without any setting. Great coverage. So now I'm gonna set under my eyes. Okay, y'all, so now I'm gonna set under my eyes with a banana setting powder by I don't know who. But here it is. I got this in my Ipsy box as well, and I really like it. I don't mind ordering stuff online, y'all, but if I can get it somewhere else than like somewhere in town, then I will. So normally if I don't use this, I'm using the what's that one that everybody uses? It has the orange top that you can get at most drugstores. Well, anyway, I'll use a drugstore powder under my eyes most of the time. If I, you know, so when I run out of this, is probably what I'll use. So I'm gonna go up the bridge of my nose and up to my forehead. I also like to get right here because this is where I get oily at a lot. And y'all, I never used to get oily like that. So either it's because I had got on the birth control pills, which I got off of those. I mean, birth control shot, which I stopped at. I just wanted my body to go back to being natural, or it was just like hormones. Because at one point my skin had just betrayed me. I never usually have breakouts like that, but the whole side of my face started to break out probably about a year ago. And then I was getting some dark spots being left over. It was crazy, y'all. Now, normally, you know what? I'm going to just do what I normally do. Don't try to do nothing extra. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my makeup. I'm going to use the Maybelline Fit Me powder, the translucent powder, in Deep, which I really like this. And it lasts a long time. At least it lasts me a long time. So I actually really like this. I haven't really been a fan of loose powders until probably this last year. And it's just because it's messy. And y'all don't talk about me and don't judge my life, but I do my makeup in the car a lot because I be running late for work, and I'm not gonna go into work looking crazy. So a lot of times I'll do my makeup in my car. So with loose setting powders, it's not really ideal. Okay, so I have set my powder now, and I'm showing you how I do it. I don't know how nobody else do it, but this is my routine when I'm doing my makeup. So then I'm gonna go in with the Black Radiance True Complexion Contour Palette in medium to dark. And I like to use the contour over here. And what I do is I use a brush like this. This is a brush that I got in my Ipsy box a long time ago. But a brush that's shaped like this, I feel like it helps because you want the fatter end to be over here, and then you want it to kind of, you don't want it to be like that same, you don't want it to be like a thick stripe all the way down. Unless you want to, but me, no. Oh shoot. So y'all, I'm not gonna use that brush because I just cleaned my brushes today and that one is still wet. So I hope. Oh, great. So I'm gonna go in with this one, which is from e.l.f. and it is the angled blush brush. I hope this come out right, y'all, because this brush is a little damp. Okay. When I feel like, if I feel like my contour is getting a little crazy, because I have a narrow face, I think that's why I love Jackie Aina so much. I feel like we have some similar features. I love her. She be cracking me up. Like, so she be saying just like stuff I be feeling like I would say. But maybe I'm giving myself too much credit. Okay, so when I feel like my contour is a little too extra, then I'll go on with something like a little lighter, like this LA Colors Baked bronzer. And what I'll do is I'll kind of just go in and just kind of put it on top of it to give it more of like a, I don't know. And my forehead is kind of small. It doesn't look like it on here, but it really is. So I don't try to like contour too much up there. Now, if you ever feel like your powder is just, if you feel like your contour is too much or you want to soften it, you can go in with your powder, which is the same color that you use to set your face or whatever, which sometimes I go in with the palette, the Black Radiance palette, and I'll use the Sculpt. And then I'll just kind of go on top of it so it's just not looking too crazy. Okay. So now I'm gonna go in and use my blush. I'm gonna use the Real Techniques blush brush. It has like kind of like a dome around it tip. And Real Technique brushes are great. They're inexpensive. They're you can find them at a lot of drugstores, Walmart, Target. But I'm gonna be using the Wildflower palette, which is sold at Rue 21. Don't sleep on Rue 21, y'all. Can y'all see this? See? So I'm gonna use the Atomic. I really love this Atomic color. It's like a, see, it's like a darker color, which I like. That's that. I'm gonna do my highlighter at the end. Now I'm gonna work on these eyebrows, honey. So I use some kind of things for my eyebrows. I use a darker brown sometimes, especially for the tail end, and then sometimes, and I love to use this LA Colors pencil in, I don't know what color this is, y'all, but what I do know is that it's a lighter brown. It's not the dark brown, it's a lighter brown. But I also go over my eyebrows with, when I'm wearing red in my hair, I usually go over my eyebrows with the red lip pencil, and I just put a little bit of translucent powder on top of it so that it doesn't wear off that easily. So my eyebrows are kind of naturally thin, so I do like to make them a little bit darker and whiter. So I like this light brown because, you know, when you want to fade your eyebrows a little bit or make them kind of have that ombre effect, just don't go crazy unless you want to, child. You know, you gotta say that because people think you coming for them, and I'm really not. It's really up to your preference. Like, if you like it, I love it. Shoot, do you know what I'm saying? Do you, boo-boo. So Y'all, I've been on YouTube so long, and I'm just so thankful for the people that still follow me and stuff. I'm more active on my Instagram than anything else, but I'm like, I barely be posting anything. I'll get consistent, and then I'll stop. And I used to get paid from YouTube, but that stopped a long time ago. But it's cool, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I really promote my Instagram more than anything, and my Facebook. I'm a little bit more active, and it's just more of a convenience type of thing. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to kind of make the tail just a little bit darker. And sometimes I'll shape my eyebrows with concealer. Lately, I've been doing it the last few times I did my makeup I did, but normally I do not. But lately I have started to kind of do that. And then I'm just gonna brush them. Y'all, I'm using my iPhone as my mirror. I ain't never really did that before, but you know, first time for everything. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna take a little bit of the red liner, lip liner, and I'm gonna be using the the NK Plum color, because I like it. Now y'all, the key with using this red liner is you really need to brush it well, because you don't want it to be looking like it's just sitting, like, you know how you can see, I've seen people do this and like you can see the brown isn't blended right. It just looks crazy. The point is it for it not to look crazy. Like, I get away with a lot of stuff because I just make sure it looks polished and not like just like I use lip liner on my eyebrows. Like, you don't want to look like that's what you would try to do. Like, I had like, she's like, oh my gosh, how'd you find that color powder? I was thinking like, girl, this is lip liner. She was like, what? And I'm one of those people that, like, I'll tell you, I'm not one of those bougie people, which, you know, bougie is cool. Sometimes I can get a little bougie, I mean, if I want to. But I'm one of those girls, somebody asks me where I got something from, I'm like, girl, yeah, I got that from so-and-so. I'm not gonna withhold any information. Okay, y'all. So now I'm gonna start on my eyes, and this is what I wanted to show you guys. So this is the Peach palette by BYS, and I picked this up at Family Dollar, I think it was. Yeah, Family Dollar, and it was like $11 maybe. And if you look at my description box, I actually have, I have an Amazon influencer account. So I have added already, but we'll be adding almost everything that I use today if I can find it on Amazon, so you can go and purchase it without having to look too hard. So let's get started on that. Okay, so I pretty much use the same colors every time on here, okay? Most of the time I'm gonna be using the Lavish color, which is like a matte, like an orange corally color. I sometimes use the color next to it, which is the Cheeky. I use Peachy sometime. I use Dashing sometime. Enticing and Brazen and then Danity. I use those most of the time. So I'm gonna start with Lavish, which is the matte corally color, and I'm just gonna start on the outer corner, and I'm gonna drag that in. And I'm using another Real Techniques brush. I'm using the Deluxe crease brush. The reason why I like using this, because the bristles are really compacted, but it just, for some reason, to me, it really blends that crease color. It's not like it's like super concentrated, at least in my opinion. Yeah, maybe I should get in closer so y'all can. So I usually start with this color as my like first color, my blendable color. And I always like using more than one color in my crease, because I just feel like it just gives you more of a blended look instead of just being like 1, 2, 3. You know what I'm saying? Let me see you 1, 2 step. I love it when you 1, 2 step. You know, But again, if you like it, I love it, girl. Girl, my eyebrows got me looking like, but it's alright. It's gonna come together, y'all. So just a little bit more. And I wanted to use this palette only. Sometimes I do bring in another palette. This palette that I got at the beauty supply store that has a has like a deeper like burgundy kind of like color. So there. Now I'm gonna go in with the Enticing, which is like a warmer brown color. I'm just gonna put that right on top of that. I like that mixed together. And I know a lot of people do the cut crease, but child, I don't be having time for that. I mean, I'll do that if it's like a special occasion, or if my sister does my makeup, because she's a makeup artist and hairstylist. So she usually does all my makeup for like special events. Like if I gotta sing somewhere, I got a photo shoot, I'm filming, and you know, she has a time, then I'll usually have her do that. And she does a lot of cut crease, but child, I don't be having the time, honey. So now I'm gonna use a Dainty here. And I'm just gonna do a little bit under my brow. And I like to drag it down and blend these, you know, the 1, 2 step colors. So what I like to do is I like to tap it right here, right in the highest point. And then I start to blend. Blend, baby, blend. Because nobody wants us to have no freaking crazy highlighted eyebrows. And I mean, some people do, but I'm just not that girl. Nah, I mean, I need to be blended. Some people don't like to blend. Hey, some people don't like to blend. Some people don't like to blend, and that's okay with me. But yeah, y'all, I need to get it together with YouTube, honey. I need to get it together. I've been on YouTube for like 10 years. And like, I ain't popping. But it's my own fault. I just be having stuff going on, y'all. I need to get more dedicated. I need some Adderall or something, child, because I be all over the place. But I really am getting it together. So I'm like focusing. So if y'all follow me on Instagram and Facebook, y'all know that I'm singing again. I have so many projects that I want to do that are coming up. I'm dancing again. I'm just becoming that girl that I always want to be. I'm becoming her, you know? So when I say becoming her, y'all probably be like, what? It just means that like I'm starting to do all the things that I've wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm really putting myself out there and, you know, really allowing myself to be who I always want to be on the inside. Because I feel like a lot of times we shrink away from the person that we know we are inside, you know, or we feel like if we become this person that we know we always want to be, people are gonna think we're trying to be all that and this and that. But man, you only get one life, cuz, you know. So I'm gonna use Cheeky on my eyelid, which is a reddish color. It's gonna be red. You know what I'm saying? And I just pat it on. Pat it on. I gotta pat it on. Oh, you gotta pat it on. You know, it ain't right if you don't sing about it. Yes, that color is pretty. So I'm gonna do it some more here on the other eye. Pat it on. Gotta pat it on, y'all. And what you can do is kind of bring it down in, let me see. Gotta put on a little, oh shit, a little more. Okay. Domino, stop. My dog is just going at it over here, licking himself. Ugh, you need to stop. At least not right now while I'm filming. I hope y'all ain't hear that. It sounded absolutely disgusting. Okay. So lastly, what we're gonna do, we're gonna take this brush, which I don't know what it's called, but it was in my Ipsy, one of my Ipsy subscription boxes, which I'll have to look this stuff up and see if I can find it. If so, I will put it in the description box. But I like to use a brush that has a little bit of fluff for my outer corner, because I like to diffuse it. Sometimes I like it more like, you know, concentrated, but today I want to kind of just like, you know, just shade it out. You gotta shade it out. You gotta clean up what I messed up. Y'all, I'm absolutely crazy. I be feeling like I just be hyper sometimes. Okay. Be hyper sometimes. I do, y'all. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Y'all probably don't. Well, some of y'all do. That's what I'm saying, y'all. Sometimes I be feeling like I be needing some Adderall so I can focus, child. I just got so many things I love to do and like to do. So people always be like, girl, you just need to. No, you just need to. I'm just playing. But I just refuse to choose. But what I will say is I'm just talking about themost.com, which goes to show y'all how I really am. Okay, so that's that part.
Keep believing in yourself.
So, okay, so what the heck did I just do? Okay, so that's that part, y'all. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to put on my eyeliner, my lashes, and I'm gonna come back and finish on my highlighter and lipstick. All right, y'all, so I'm back. So I have put on my lashes and I have lined my lips. I use the NYX, I think it's Plush Red pencil, and I'm using the Rihanna Fenty, her lipstick. I wear this probably at least 5 days out of the week, 5 to 6. I just love a red lip. So if I had to choose, then I would definitely choose red. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna highlight with the Carly Bible BH Cosmetics, one of her palettes. This one is the, I don't know which palette this is, but it looks like this. I had got this from, let's see. Anyway, I had got this palette from Marshalls, I think. And so I'm gonna use the last color on the right, that color. I usually use a darker highlight here, and then I use a lighter one on my nose. And this lighting that I have really doesn't do this look justice at all. Then I'm gonna use the second to last color here to highlight on my nose. And then I also like to do a little bit right here. Then I'm going to spray my face. I'm gonna be using the Never Touch Up by Kiss, Arcade by Kiss. You know what, y'all? Let me just, cause for some reason, y'all, this stuff spray out like. Let me test it first. Okay. What I like to do with my sprays, y'all, is I usually like to go over my beauty blender and just kind of tap it in. Time to show final looks.
What can happen to you?
And this might be the night that my stars align.
All your dreams can come true.
Stars align. 'Cause
I like
it's
this
my
part.
time.